Whatever we discuss this evening will remain private, even from the magisterium. Jordan College will not become a channel for gossip, rumors, and dangerous controversy.
Welcome to Nerdschatting, movie, TV, comic chat. Thanks for tuning in.
Welcome everybody to the Nerdschatting podcast. My name is Nate, and with me today are my two very good friends and co-hosts, JB and Ben. Hello, boys. How are you both?
I'm not too bad, thanks.
I'm okay,
Nate.
Thanks, Nate. Sorry, I spoke over you, Jay.
No, I'm speaking of you now, aren't I?
Oh, no.
Yeah, you are.
I'm
I'm
speaking of you as well.
Whoa, everyone be quiet. I've got something really important to say.
What have you got to say?
If you're listening to this podcast and you are friends of ours on social media or you like what you hear, please leave us a review on whatever app you are listening to. If you're listening to it on Apple Podcasts, you can do it in the app. If you want to leave 5 stars, that'd be great. If you want to say some nice words, that'd be great.
Mm-hmm.
If you don't want to leave 5 stars, you want to leave 1 star, that would also be great. But just please give us a review.
Are we not getting any?
We are getting some, but we're not getting enough. And I want us to get more.
I've got a really good idea. I've got some cash. Why don't I? You can ring up some companies and do loads of reviews and stuff, can't you? And get us up the list?
that doesn't
fakereviews.com.
Yeah,
that doesn't
does that really exist?
No idea.
That doesn't
I
feel
love it.
genuine, James. And I've been working my arse off on this social media for the last 4 years.
And can I say, Ben,
Thank
you
you.
do an outstanding job.
You do do an
I mean,
outstanding
I've
job.
got a lot of good skills, but
Debatable.
one of them is not doing what you do on social media.
Seconded for me
Yeah.
as well. Yeah.
I don't
Well, you
think
have
the
a dark
words
heart,
you
don't
just
like
said
people.
made sense in the way you said them. But I'll take it as a
I'm tired,
compliment,
I think.
and
I'm
I love
tired.
you
I
both.
love my
Jen, shall I carry on with the intro?
Sorry, yes, you can
Yeah,
do
yeah.
that now.
So we are the Nerdschatting. We talk about movies and comic books and TV shows and all things nerdy. And this week we watched the first episode of the BBC/HBO drama His
50
Dark
million.
Materials. Yes.
What?
50 million it cost.
What? That episode?
No, the whole thing.
Oh, right.
We'll
Okay.
get to it. We'll get
Yeah,
to
we'll
it.
get
Yeah,
to
yeah.
that, okay.
But before that, should we do some breaking news?
Yes. Broken news.
So this isn't news that's breaking. This is already broken. This is our opinion of the news. So it's so old it's already broken.
Yes, correct.
There's going to be a Superman and Lois TV show based on the characters from Supergirl.
Are you going to watch it?
I would like to, but I haven't actually seen much of Supergirl / anything with Tyler Hoechlin as Superman. That's not how you pronounce his name, but I'm going to from now on.
That's really good.
Thanks.
I like what you did there.
But we're going to watch the Crisis on all the Earths that are infinite. This
Yeah,
winter,
because it's got
right?
like a billion Supermen in it, which is obviously the best
So
thing in the world
we'll
ever.
watch a bit of that. And I, to be perfectly honest with you, of all the guys who are showing up as Superman in that crossover event, he's probably the least appealing to me as Superman.
But that's because we haven't watched him, right? He might be great. People like him, apparently.
And he's got a great butt.
You do like his butt.
Oh my God, have you seen it?
Yeah.
I'm not sure.
About the butt or the show?
I think he's got a great butt. Not sure about the show.
I'm with you on both of those.
I'm not 100% sold on it. Sewed. Yeah.
I don't know if either of the actors have enough pull to carry off a full season, 24 episodes, ongoing over a number of seasons.
Having said that, Supergirl is very popular.
Yes, it is. Yeah,
It is, yeah.
Absolutely.
I've never watched it, actually.
I've only watched the first couple of episodes, and I think I've heard that it improves vastly, and it was still good fun in the two that I did see.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
So if it ties into that universe, it ties into all the other universes, then, whatever. Arrow's going, isn't it? So
I have a suspicion that what they will do with the Crisis on Infinite Earths thing is they will do like they've done in the comic and smush them all together so that they don't have to keep doing these crossover events. And Supergirl will just be in the Flowerverse, etc., etc.
until the next crossover event.
Maybe, but I think that's what they'll probably do because they've kind of made a rod for their own back with like, oh yeah, Supergirl's not in this multiverse, and or she's in a different universe, and it's an Earth 2, and etc., etc. I think they probably are like, we've done this enough now. Let's smush them.
Sure. Yeah, maybe. I want to see a Power Girl. Anyway, don't worry about that.
Is that because you want to see the boob window of Power Girl?
No, that's...
The what?
No, of course
Power
I don't,
Girl.
Nathan.
Power
Power
Girl
Girl.
has a boob window.
Who's Power Girl?
Power Girl is the Supergirl from Earth 2 that gets left over after Crisis on Infinite Earths, when they smush together all the universes,
Right.
and they never explain, because there's a Supergirl and there's a Power Girl, and they
Right.
never explain where Power Girl comes from. And then in Infinite Crisis, the Superman from Earth 2 and Superboy Prime and Lex Luthor, or Alexander Luthor from Earth 3.
Who's a hero. Not a bad guy.
Sort of. They, air quotes, kidnap Power Girl and then allow her to remember the fact that she is the Supergirl from Earth 2.
Right.
Anyway, what we're getting to is that she has a boob window. Her costume is incredibly sexist. It's the worst of all costumes if you're trying to be positive and feminist.
Right.
Because she has Marilyn Monroe style figure, let's say, hourglass.
Yeah.
And in the top. I'm
labouring
labouring on this.
I know what a boob window is.
Yeah,
now.
it's so she's in a
You
leotard.
explained that really well, actually.
It's like a white
It's a leotard, but with just like an oval around her cleavage.
Yeah.
Which
where the
serves
Superman
no
emblem should be.
Yeah, it serves
Or
no
Supergirl.
purpose.
Distraction?
Yes.
Superwoman,
It could be a distraction.
Yeah. It's not great
Okay.
from a feminist point of view.
And I was joking.
He wasn't. Look, it's okay to like boobs.
You're right.
There you
It
go.
is.
Should we move
and
on?
Tyler Hoechlin's butt.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Yeah, great
moving on.
fun.
Sticking with DC TV shows,
Yes, I'm very keen to hear what you think about this next piece of news.
they are going to be doing a Green Lantern TV show.
Called Green Lantern's Corps? Green Lantern Corps?
Maybe
Right. Tell me why
Who's
you're...
doing this?
Okay. That's
DC.
good point.
Right, okay. Is
With-
this all about on their DC streaming?
Well, DC streaming is probably going to die. I think it's being released on HBO Max.
And is that-
because Warner Brothers owns.
Is that different to normal HBO?
Yes,
Is
so
it
it's
to
going to
the
be.
max?
It's a new streaming service that's going to be like £15 a month or something ridiculous.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, but they're going to have all DC stuff, all Warner Brothers stuff, all HBO stuff. It's going to be quite
Probably
choppy.
It's going to be Max.
I think it. Yes, nice. I think it is It genuinely sounds like a rival to Disney Plus. Like, you know how Disney Plus has got everything.
Yes.
HBO Max sounds like it's got
Everything else.
everything else.
Yeah.
Because
Well, HBO's got some good stuff.
yep.
Good stuff.
So Green Lantern is going to be released on that supposedly. It's a Greg Berlanti show though.
Which is why I'm worried, because his shows are not...
It's the Flowerverse.
Yeah, but they are some of the more poorly received
Look,
shows.
they're all fun and they all have good plots from episode 1 to episode 22 or whatever it is. But James, as you and I have discussed on many occasions,
Oh, dear.
there is a lot of filler in those
Yes.
shows.
Yep.
However, Green Lantern filler might cause a couple of flutters in my cold dead heart.
You make it a police procedural
Yeah.
in space
Space.
sci-fi adventure show
Yeah.
with Green Lanterns as the main protagonist, then could be pretty good. It's going to take a budget though, and if they set it on Earth, I won't watch, because it will be, if it's Earthbound Green Lantern Corps, then it's
Crap.
it won't be as good as it potentially could have
yeah.
been.
Has anyone seen Titans?
Still not, no. And I know that it's people love it, and I should watch it, but I just haven't got to it.
Season 2's got like Superboy in it and like Aqualad and like really cool characters. I feel like this is a show that I should just be salivating over. I don't know
Mainlining.
why I'm
What
not.
about Teen Titans? Do you watch that? Teen Titans Go? I'm watching
I
a
have
lot of that.
seen
My
some
kids
Teen
love
Titans,
it.
yeah.
They absolutely love it. It's crazy. I don't get it.
No?
I genuinely can't comprehend
Is
it.
it, have you shifted into old man stage
yeah,
without realising?
I'm just kind of like looking, and then they're like, "Can we watch Teen Titans Go?" I'm like, "Yeah, of course you can."
Oh yeah, but your kids are the good ones, aren't they? Because they like Justice League
Yeah.
cartoon as well.
Yes, they do.
You are raising them right.
Yeah, they're doing all right.
Should we move on from this news? Because it's kind of cool, but I'm
Not
tentative.
100% sure.
Exactly that. Yes.
Depends on location, depends on casting.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hopefully he's learnt from past mistakes. We'll see.
Yeah. So going to the other end of the spectrum, from going from new TV shows to binned TV shows.
Well, slightly binned and ordered to series.
Yeah. So Game of
Weird.
Thrones prequel starring Naomi Watts has been completely binned, and that was the one that was
That was a long
the
night,
long
set
night.
1,000 years during the Age of Heroes in Westeros. So, like 700 years before Aegon's Landing, when the First Men, I think, and the Andals maybe, or just the First Men and the Children of the Forest were going up against the White Walkers.
Yeah.
Binned. Shot the pilot, threw it in the bin.
And then the Rise and Fall of the House Targaryen TV show has been ordered to pilot.
Right, I have a theory about all of this.
Ben, get on it.
You go, and then I've got one afterwards. Go.
Oh, are we
My
going to have a top Trump theory off?
Yeah.
Brilliant.
My theory is that they've been the long night because apart from the premise of the long night, there's not an awful lot of George R.R. Martin text to base that story on.
Okay.
There's some stuff in the World of Ice and Fire, and there's some other bits from history books and all that sort of thing.
The coffee table book.
That's the one, yeah, which is beautiful.
It is.
But there's not a lot of George to go on there. George's work to go on.
Yeah.
So it'll be like the outline is there, but the filler of the show will be made up. And from what they've learnt from seasons 6, 7, and 8 of Game of Thrones, it doesn't always go so well.
No, it
so my theory is they've thrown that in the bin. They've brought it forward 700 years to Aegon's conquest because it's all based on Fire and Blood, isn't it? Which is the book of the first book of a 2 series books of fleshing out the how the Targaryens took over Westeros. That's a book.
Yeah. So
And
there's
it's like
stuff.
700, 800 pages long, and that's book 1.
Right.
They base 4 or 5 seasons on that.
Yeah.
Moneymaker.
That'll make money, and it's based off of George's actual work, his
Moneymaker.
actual words that have been released.
I think you're right in every way.
Thank you.
I have an additional tweak to that.
Let's hear it.
I think that the studio believes that the White Walkers are boring and the dragons are exciting. Because that's pretty much what they did in the last couple of seasons.
See, I
don't agree either.
I get that, but I don't agree with that.
I think what they've gone is White Walkers, mysterious. Yeah, we've seen them now. Yeah, fine. Dragons, always cool.
Well, and actually, what you could say is that the show was never as good as it was when it was dealing with the political intrigue and houses vying against houses. And when the show was doing that at the best of its ability, it was the best of the show.
Yeah.
The White Walkers were good. The dragons were great. This will merge dragons with the political shenanigans of houses versus houses.
Yeah. So whoever's got the dragon's going to win?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I mean, the
All houses have
Targaryens
dragons?
conquered Westeros.
With dragons?
Yes.
Yes. Well, yeah, sort of. They didn't completely just go and burn everything like Dany was going to.
There's going to be a twist. The dragons aren't the crucial thing that will cause them to win. We'll all be like, oh, well, they'll just bring their dragons in and burn everything down. But it'll be some Cersei-esque twist where she's a power play character. Well, there's a character like Cersei where actually she manages to take over Westeros without using the dragons.
But
Yeah.
I mean, you know the story. Well,
Yeah,
know
I know,
the
but
bones of it, don't you? Does James know the bones of how the Targaryens?
That will be that's the myth. But I bet the reality is that actually that's not how it happened.
Right. Okay.
That's what the show will be. Like,
or it happened. Part of it like that,
Yeah.
but
you thought you knew how the dragons took over. This ain't your granddaddy's
Well,
George R.R. Martin.
Think again,
Exactly.
buddy.
Exactly.
the dragons did. Well, according to the history books, the dragons did come into play in a couple of battles. But when the Northmen marched down with 50,000, 100,000 men or something like that, and saw the dragons, the King of Winter, whatever he was called, bent the knee and was like, "Nah, I'm going to get all these men killed if we go to war here."
Mate, if I was walking down to war and a dragon rocked up, I'd be
would-
changing my
you'd be like,
underpants.
nah.
Yep.
Fact. I'd be just like, just burn me now.
So at the bottom, Dawn. When they flew into Dawn, the Dornish, they sort of like they fought like a guerrilla warfare against the Targaryens. So they all just disappeared, went away. So the dragons couldn't really do any damage to people because there was no one there. There was one woman that said, one old woman apparently sat in wherever in Sunspear going, "Yeah, no, we're not going to bend the knee. You can leave us alone. We're our own kingdom." And every time they tried, they got picked off and taken out. So
That happened in Game of Thrones, didn't it? When they didn't bend the knee. Was it Tully's dad?
Yes.
Tully's dad
Yes,
in
it was. It was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
anyway,
Sorry.
interesting that pilot got binned, and this one that hasn't even had a pilot yet has been ordered to series, and it's going ahead. No casting, don't know anything. I think we know the showrunner is George and some other guy, or George helping some other guy, and again means the book's not going to come out anytime soon, doesn't it? The latest book.
So, next news story, tenuous link with Game of Thrones and things being binned.
Yes.
David Benioff and D.B. Weiss, who were the showrunners for all of Game of Thrones, who had been confirmed to be doing a Star Wars trilogy and then possibly a Star Wars TV show, who then later signed on to Netflix for some exclusive deal of like $1 billion or something, or many billions of dollars, have now said, yeah, we're not doing Star Wars.
So do you think they walked away, or do you think they were pushed? Or surprise option?
Excuse me. Hashtag pause for cough.
Or surprise option 3? They were like fired.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it's the.
Do you think they just took on? We all know what it's like to take on too much work.
Yeah.
And sometimes you just got to drop the ball on some things, haven't you?
It wouldn't have surprised me if they had all the options on the table, like you say, and took it all on, and then went, not that one.
Yeah.
It wouldn't surprise me if the backlash from the last season, in particular of Game of Thrones, was like, well, that was pretty bad. But just imagine if we get Star Wars wrong. They probably looked at what happened to Rian Johnson after The Last Jedi and thought, we don't want any of that.
Which I maintain is still a good movie.
Yeah, it's fine. It's great.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah, it's got issues. But
Sure
what
it has.
Star Wars movie hasn't got issues?
It's Star Wars at the end of the
Empire,
day, so pretty much will be loved everywhere.
Yeah.
So that would you be on for a winner? I mean, you'd have to do something really bad.
Some
To
of our
not-
listeners would say that The Last Jedi was really bad.
Yes, some would. And that they're entitled to their opinion. And, of course, all opinions are valid.
Oh yeah, but if they're only yeah, okay, fair enough. I was going to say something.
I just think that...
Mum.
Yeah, I'm going into the corner.
I just think that if they thought the backlash after Thrones was bad, if it's perceived by fans of Star Wars that they did something wrong with their beloved universe, then they might not be able to step foot out of their house without being sort of egged,
Yeah, I also don't care that they're gone because all it was a notion that they were doing something. We didn't see any script, we didn't see any ideas, any stories, any pictures, nothing. We saw.
Well, and we all
nada.
speculated because they've done Game of Thrones. Oh, they'll do
Knights of the Old Republic.
Yeah, Knights of the Old Republic, and it'll be amazing. And I think, oh my god, imagine they get that wrong.
I just don't care.
Yeah,
Oh,
fair enough.
okay, we don't care.
Do you care?
Not really.
No.
I don't know. No.
Because it was nothing, right? It was
Yeah.
it's like saying in a few years you'll have £1 million. Wait a second. Oh, by the way, you're not going to have £1 million.
Well, I want £1 million.
Yeah, but you gained nothing, you lost nothing, right?
You've raised You've not managed my expectations.
No, I have because I've told you you're not having it.
No, but then you did. Oh my god, you give one, you take with her. You're
Yeah, I
a
do.
beast.
I am a beast.
Fucking horrible beast.
So, Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse 2 announced.
Yeah, good. Good. We're going to get a Japanese Spider-Man.
Yes,
apparently.
it's Phil Lord and someone Miller. I can't remember his name.
Chris
Miller. Thank you.
Chris Lord and Phil Miller, or Phil Lord and Chris Miller.
Yeah.
What matters is it doesn't matter. It's definitely one of those
So
things.
they're the ones that directed Spider-Verse, which I think we around the table universally agree was awesome.
I haven't seen it.
Okay, cool.
I loved it.
The fact that you two loved it, both of you loved it, I will definitely want to watch it. If Ben just loved it, I would watch it. If you just loved it, I wouldn't watch it. No,
That's
I
fair.
wouldn't do it.
That's fair.
Oh,
That's
interesting.
Fair. No, that's
Yeah.
fair. Yeah.
I've watched it with my kids, and they liked it as well. So you could watch it with the littles.
Could I?
Yeah, I reckon.
Tank might like it.
Yeah.
I actually think it's an exceptional film.
Okay.
It's genuinely an exceptional movie.
Actually, maybe not for the tank because there's a couple of jumpy bits and there's some death in there. So maybe not yet.
All right. Well, then basically, it's definitely not going to be Island. then,
Okay,
I
fine.
Yeah.
Okay, but yeah, I'm excited for a sequel. I want all the Spider people in a sequel, not just
But you
5
don't-
or 6.
But you don't want to peak, though. You don't want to peak because
I want all of them. Nathan.
okay. Well,
all of
they've
them.
definitely announced there's going to be a Japanese Spider-Man.
I want Spider-Man 2099.
Okay.
I want
Tobey Maguire.
yes.
I want Andrew Garfield.
Do you really want Tobey Maguire?
Yeah, wouldn't it be funny if they crossed over with live action and anime? They've been talking about that for a while.
That would be pretty cool.
Because the animation style in Spider-Verse is different depending on which Spider-Man or Spider character is in it. So they could do it. It stands to reason they could do.
They could do the bit where he's dancing down the street.
They did
Spider-Man 3. They've done that
Yes,
already.
they did. They did that in
Spider-Verse,
in
yeah.
Oh, was it good?
Spider-Verse. Yeah.
Oh, brilliant.
Honestly, it's good, and I'm hyped for a sequel. But 2022 is that's when it's coming out, right?
Yeah, I
Yeah,
think so,
it's a
yes.
long time away.
So
now.
far away.
Lots of things can happen.
Yeah.
But,
Lots.
I mean,
The world might end by then.
it's wow deep. I mean, and
Could it?
dark.
Yeah, definitely. Good.
How?
Asteroid. Global warming.
I tell you what,
Melting the polar ice caps, tides rising.
Mass riot.
it's not going to happen like that.
Zombie apocalypse.
I'm gonna say
Never
it.
will happen.
Brexit.
Bum bum bum.
Oh, death.
Not by 2022, mate.
No, it won't.
But animation takes a long time, so 2022 gives them enough time to get it right, you would hope. Yeah.
Because Miles Morales was fantastic in that.
Yeah, he was.
And I want more Miles Morales, so...
I want him in the MCU.
yeah, if they could shoehorn him in a little bit quicker, that would be great.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely.
Right, next news story.
Next bit.
This is a non-story because I don't care.
Oh, what?
Okay.
What do you care?
Spin it then.
Ant-Man 3 officially underway with Peyton Reed returning to direct. I mean, I care in that... Oh, cool, yeah, cool, yeah, cool.
Why are you doing like a pigeon?
Cool, yeah. But do you know what I mean?
Impression.
What did you guys think of Ant-Man?
Loved it.
I love that, man.
What do you think of Ant-Man 2?
I love that, man, too.
Yes, I
You didn't love it. You both were like,
Okay. I liked it.
There you go. Oh,
I liked it. It was. There seems to be a theme running through this pod. Filler, but it was good filler.
Yeah, this is why I feel that way about Ant-Man 3. It's like, oh, yeah, cool.
But it's
cool.
going to join some dots up.
Is it?
Yeah. We just don't know what's going to happen yet, do we?
Okay.
I like the fact that Paul Rudd's coming back.
Yeah,
Yep.
it's funny.
Peyton Reed coming back, which means he gets a trilogy of movies.
Yep.
It
Well,
means-
2.5 movies.
Oh, bitchy.
He's like that today.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm happy for it. I'm good. I'm glad it's coming back. He's like one of the only Avengers that's been, other than Doctor Strange, that's been confirmed for a film coming back.
Well, that's interesting because Black Panther 2 and now Ant-Man 3 have been confirmed outside of the Marvel announcements, which I just feels a bit weird for Marvel. It's a bit, and it's
Well,
like
they do it all the time, Nathan. The last time they did a big announcement, they announced they were going to do an Inhumans movie, and what happened to that?
that's the only one that they've announced and not done. It's the only one.
Promise?
Promise. But what I'm saying is, like, they normally have it mapped out. Like they the big announcement. They go, here's the map. Here's what's happening. This
They
happening
have.
at this time.
They have done
Yeah,
that.
and then they've gone, oh yeah, and that one. Shh. Oh, and also that one. Shh.
Yeah, and we don't even know when Blade's coming yet either.
Yeah, so it's just a
Yeah,
bit
but I
weird.
get it.
It's just a bit weird.
It's fine. It doesn't matter though.
It's getting people
fine.
excited, isn't it?
I guess so. Is
Maybe
it
it's
though?
the next phase after the current phase.
Okay.
There you go.
Yeah, it's 20.
What is the current phase? When does it end?
Four.
2024?
2021.
Well, this one's going to be out in 2022.
There you go. Phase 5.
Yeah.
That's when Captain Marvel 2 and Black Panther 2 are coming.
Two. Back Panther 2.
Yeah. I mean, good. Paul
Right.
Rudd is great.
Yes.
Funny.
And all Marvel films are entertaining.
Yes, they are.
There's no denying that.
There
Yes.
isn't. Are you denying it?
No, I'm not denying it. I
Okay.
wouldn't deny that.
Okay.
But none of them are as good as Captain America Winter Soldier. So, whatever.
I can high five you for that.
Yeah,
I'm not
okay,
going
high
to.
five.
No, I don't want to.
Oh, I'm hanging in the air. People can't. Ben, high five me.
Ben's
Thank you.
helped a bro out.
Yeah. Right, should we move on? Do you want to move on?
Yeah, last
Move
bit
on.
of news.
Batman casting. Or should I say the Batman casting, as the movie seems to be now universally recognised as being titled?
Yes.
I want it to be called The Batman. I don't want it to be called Batman or The Dark Knight. We've already had them. I want The Batman. That's great for me.
The Batman.
Yeah, The
Okay.
Batman. Definitely. You don't care.
I don't care.
Okay, let's look at some casting.
Colin Farrell
Yes.
is in talks to play the Penguin. That is a gear shift.
Yeah.
That is a handbrake turn in what we expected. Do you like my car analogies going on here? Do you like the metaphors? No.
No.
That is a
You need to park it in the garage, mate, and move away.
4x4. No, I don't want to say anymore.
I think you're going off track with this a little bit.
Dickhead. So, what do we think?
Colin Farrell as the Penguin. I can see it actually, and I'm not worried that he literally ate the scenery when he played Bullseye in the Daredevil film, and everyone's a bit worried he's going to ham it up too much. I think he can do a nasty character really well. Have you seen Horrible Bosses?
No. Yes.
The first
No.
one.
No.
So I'm pretty sure it's that one. In that he plays a guy who's
Oh, yes, I have.
balding.
I have.
He's got hair swept across the bald patch on
Yeah.
his head, and he is a prick.
Hmm.
And he's a little bit. He's either wearing prosthetics to make himself look a bit bigger, or he's put on the weight. Basically, he's the Penguin in that, just without the fact that he's a gangster and he sells guns and things like that.
But I don't think they'll go that way with prosthetics. I think if you're hiring Colin Farrell, I think he'll just play Colin Farrell. He'll play businessman Colin Farrell.
No, I don't want businessman Penguin.
But that's a good twist
you
on
want,
him.
You want gangster
Yeah.
arms dealer bastard
Yeah.
Penguin.
Okay, gangster arms dealer. But I think in terms of his look, I think it'll be like sharp suit and maybe top hat if you want to go that way, but I think he'll be. I don't think he'll be like wah, 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 and like having like flippers.
Look at you and
for,
your
thank
bird
you,
things
thank
today.
you.
It's a trend.
I want Arkham City Penguin. I want a broken bottle as his monocle.
Well, if he does like aggressive Londoner accent, then yeah, that's great. But I don't think they'll go that extreme.
Okay, fine.
No.
Yeah.
No.
But
that's cool, though,
that's
right?
a good Oswald Cobblepot.
But this
Nice.
Thank you. This is 100% what we've said in the past about this is fishing for fan response. The news story is Colin Farrell in talks to play Penguin. So it's what's everyone think? Should we do it? Should we do
Yeah.
it? Should we not do it?
Hey, look, Colin. Look what all these people say about you playing the Penguin.
Yeah.
They're all losing their minds for it.
Yeah.
You've got to do it. Here's $500,000.
Yeah.
What? No, I'm not going to do this for anything less than what did Jonah Hill want? 10 million or something?
Yeah, $1 billion.
Or $10
Yeah.
million dollars? Yeah, I want 10 million. Okay, we'll give you 2, something like that.
But so he would then be joining Jeffrey Wright as Commissioner Gordon,
Yeah.
Robert Pattinson obviously as Bruce Wayne, Paul Dano as the Riddler, Zoe Kravitz as Catwoman. That's pretty cool. Other villains rumored are Two-Face.
Yeah.
Which
Do you
would
know
be
who's rumoured to play him?
No.
Matthew McConaughey.
Shut the front door.
That's what I've seen. I've seen a news story. Now, it's not come out from like Variety or anything like that, but I've seen that there's like rumours on the internet that they want him for it. I'm sorry, that would blow my socks off. If
Yeah,
they
I'd be
get
well
that
up for that.
guy for that role, come on.
That I'd be well up for that.
Hey, Batman, I think we should take our shirts off.
All right.
All right.
That's actually pretty good.
It's not.
It's not that bad.
So the other casting news,
Yeah.
or possible casting news,
Sure.
is that I was trying to remember his name from Black Panther. What's his name? Claw. Ulysses Claw is going to play Alfred.
So this is Andy Serkis.
Yeah.
Who has obviously a bit of history with the director of The Batman.
So he does.
Yes,
Indeed.
because of the old
Matt Reeves and the
that's
monkey
one.
movies.
Wow.
Yeah.
I think you mean the Planet of the Apes movies, but sure, whatever.
Monkey movies, right?
Wow.
I'm being a dick. I really like them. They're good
Yeah.
I
movies.
know they are really good.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah,
Very
love
good.
it.
I can see him as a really good Alfred, and he's not as old as some of the others who have played him.
Like Michael Goff.
Yeah, well, he was like, what was he, in his 70s or something?
He was a
And
billion.
Michael
There's
Caine was in
a-
his 70s, and
Theme with my numbers this year.
what about old thingy from Batman vs Superman? Who was it there? It was Jeremy Irons.
Jeremy Irons. It was Ozymandias himself.
In work.
Oh,
spoilers.
Spoilers. Sorry, I'll cut that bit out.
No, you won't.
No, I won't. No, I think that is, if those two guys get cast in those roles, that is a stellar cast they've got for that film.
What I like about Serkis as Alfred is it's more in line with this sort of Earth 2 comics that came out a while ago, where and actually how Alfred has kind of been retconned recently to be an ex-SAS guy.
Well,
and he's like he's that in Gotham, wasn't he?
Yeah, Sean Pertwee.
Yes,
plays
exactly.
him.
He's very good.
And he's very unassuming type of guy, and then he's just nails.
Yeah.
And I think it's brilliant, and I like that type of Alfred. I don't really like the.
You know, like the prissy English butler.
No, I don't like the Alfred that's just kind of is his dad, like just tells him all the time.
Yeah.
He's his sounding block. I want him to be a bit tougher as well.
Yeah.
A bit more surprising. But maybe that's because in Gotham, obviously Bruce was a lot younger, and
Yes.
so was Alfred. But as they've got older, they got older.
Well, I think the character has always
aged.
been ex-army or ex-military.
Yeah.
He's always been some like an ex-army field medic and stuff
but
like that.
they've
They've
kind of brought it to the forefront of the character a lot more recently, and I think that works for me.
Yeah.
And I think that's what I'm saying is that
I like
Andy
it.
Serkis, he kind of, I can see him doing that.
Yeah.
I can see him being prim and proper, and then, like you say, James, like just being nails for a second.
Well, you could see him actually raising a guy from like 10 years old who would actually turn into the Batman.
Yes, absolutely.
Not go, here, Mr. Wayne, here's your gazpacho soup. And don't forget, it's meant to be cold and all that sort of thing. It's
It's
there.
fishy soir, actually.
Oh, I do beg your pardon.
There you go.
What a prick. Yeah, he goes on his bloody keto diet and now he's a prick, isn't he? Do you know what I mean?
he is.
Well,
It's just a
anyway,
brilliant scene in Batman Returns.
yes.
It's fishy soir, sir. It's cold. It's meant to be cold.
That was Michael Goff. It was
Yeah,
very
yeah.
good.
Yeah,
Very
brilliant.
good.
That was good.
That's the end of the news.
That is the end
Broken
of the
news.
news. Shall we do some nerd scene?
Sure.
Nerdscene.
Ben,
Yeah.
what's this section of the podcast?
Nerdscene. It's a play on the word. I've paused there, haven't I?
Yeah, you have. Yeah.
mate.
You got to leave this in.
Mate,
You got to leave it in.
Nerdscene. Nerdscene. It's a play on a word. It's a thing we've seen. It's time for us to talk. Nerdscene. Nailed it. Second time.
But you're going to have to leave this in. We're going to reference it later on. I'm going to reference again and again and again that you fucked it up.
Yeah.
So you have to leave it
Pressure
in.
got to him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I've got a couple of things in nerd scene. Watchmen.
Is outstanding, isn't it?
I said this last night. It's possibly one of my favourite TV shows of all time. I
Ever.
absolutely love it. The last episode, episode 3, spoilers if you haven't seen it, with Laurie Blake, was outstanding. It was.
He's crying.
I am. No,
Dave's crying.
It plays with what you assume is going to happen. It throws that out the window. It gives you nostalgia. It gives you questions that you don't care aren't answered. It's great. And it looks great as well.
It's awesome.
Spoilers. She shot Batman.
Yeah, she did. Yeah, she shot Batman. Yeah,
That was funny.
yeah, it was funny. Yeah,
How did you know that he had a
yeah,
body armor?
Yeah, yeah.
She didn't.
know,
She
that's
just
right.
lucked out.
Oh, and
completely.
the reveal what's in the case. I mean, let's not spoil too much, but the reveal of what's in the case was
Yes.
brilliant.
It
Yes.
was. It was.
I actually laughed a lot in that episode.
It was funny.
Like, I genuinely was like, "Huh, that's good."
It was beautifully written. It was fantastic.
Yes, it was.
It was just. It just. I find that so far the episodes are their own little movies.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like the fact as well that it's slowly peeling back to reveal a little bit more and a little bit more each week. Now, I know that we were all very, very worried about this show because the guy executive producing, show running it, Damon Lindelof,
Yeah. Mr. Lost.
yes, did Lost, and Lost sort of spiraled around everywhere and didn't really go anywhere. Now, do I have a podcast for you to listen to if you like Watchmen?
Yeah.
It's the official Watchmen podcast.
Who's on it?
Right. It's Damon Lindelof and it's Craig Mazin. Craig Mazin wrote Chernobyl that came out earlier this year.
yeah.
And he did a podcast about Chernobyl. It's Craig Mazin being interviewed by another guy from some other podcast. I can't remember who it was.
It's
I feel
HBO
terrible.
Special Men, right?
But basically, it's an HBO official podcast. It's Craig Mazin interviewing or having a chat with Damon Lindelof. There's going to be 3 podcasts to cover the entire series. So the first episode came out on Monday, I think, and it covers episode 1, 2, and 3. And then after episode 6, the second episode come out, covering episode 4, 5, and 6. And then finally 7, 8, and 9 after the final episode comes out.
I like how sparing that is. That does something to me that feels good.
Yes, no filler or killer.
Yeah.
It's really good as well. I listened to it today whilst I was doing work things, and it was superb. I will link it below.
Spotify available?
Yes.
On
probably.
my drive home
Yes.
tonight, I think.
I'll link it wherever I can.
Cool. Good shot, man. The other bit of nerd scene that I've got here is that I'm continuing with my Star Wars rewatch. So we've done the original trilogy,
Yep.
which, let me say, is great. I know that goes without saying, and it's a stupid thing to have to announce, but it really is super duper movie stuff. It's really, really entertaining. Episode 1 is fine. It's fine. There is one flaw which then ruins lots of stuff.
Is it Jar Jar Binks?
No, Jar Jar's fine.
Okay.
It's that Anakin is cast as a 10-year-old boy.
Yeah.
It doesn't work. It brings everything else down. You've got these Jedis and this political situation. They're having very in-depth, trade negotiation conversations, which aren't actually boring. They're interesting. And then you've got a 10-year-old boy, and they have to then talk to him like a child.
Who are those goofy motherfuckers?
Yeah, exactly. And it doesn't then work when you think about the
relationship.
Everyone's talked about this to death, but I'm just saying it because it's a recent thing. But yes, the relationship, it doesn't work. So
It makes it weird.
it makes it weird. So episode 1 is actually totally fine, entertaining, flawed because of all the Anakin stuff.
Yeah.
The only good thing about that movie was the hype when they saw the poster of Anakin and then the shadow was Darth Vader, and everyone was like,
that poster.
Amazing poster.
yeah, absolutely brilliant, and people lost their shit.
Minimalist.
And then the film came out and it was not good.
But let me just say though, on top of that, that episode 2 is a pile of fucking dog shit.
Wow.
Strong words.
We're only about halfway through, but the designs are awful, the costumes are awful, the makeup and hair is awful, the script is awful.
It's very obvious when they do reshoots and Ewan McGregor's wearing a wig.
The plot is awful. The characterization is awful. Like there's a bit when Anakin and Obi-Wan are protecting Padme. They're standing outside her bedroom, protecting her, air quotes. And the little caterpillar-y things go in there, the millipede things.
Yeah.
And Anakin jumps in and does his lightsaber thing, cuts them in half. And then Obi-Wan jumps out the window.
Yes.
That is completely the wrong way around. Anakin is the impulsive one. He would jump out the window and grab hold of a robot. Obi-Wan would be calm. He would run in. He would cut the creatures in half. And he would be like, done. And calm. The movie then spirals from that. And it's just wrong. It's just that's where I'm up to. It's just a bad movie.
I've watched episode 4 and 5 with the kids.
Oh, nice.
And all I can say to you right now is that every time I walk into my house after I've been at work, Grace is Princess Leia, Harrison is Darth Vader, and Jacob is Luke, and they're having lightsaber battles.
I love it.
Escaping from Cloud City and stuff like that.
Oh, please get to the point when he goes, "Oh, you have a sister."
Very good. Yeah.
Yeah, maybe this weekend. I think the weather's going to be bad, so we might watch Jedi. But yeah.
It's weird as well. I don't know if you know the special editions of all of the movies. They've got extra stuff. So episode 1 even has extra stuff.
Really?
The pod race has extra scenes in it,
Oh, I didn't know that.
and it just doesn't help. It's just like, oh, this is longer. This is
I don't mind
weird.
the pod race, though. I mean,
Yeah,
it's,
no,
it's ridiculous,
Yeah.
but I don't mind it.
But
I don't mind
there's a whole new section where Anakin's pod racer gets damaged and he has to do a thing and fix it, which he already has to do later on.
I thought that's always been in there.
Yeah, but there's a bit before that now.
Oh, is there?
Where like the couplings come loose and yeah, it's really weird.
Oh, I don't like it. Well, not the bit that Sebulba sabotaged.
No, that's
Different
in it
bit.
as well. Yeah,
Oh, okay. Oh, wow.
He's
Okay.
a double whammy.
yeah,
Double whammy.
yeah.
Whammy. James, you got
Anyway,
anything on the
yeah.
old nerd scene?
No,
Nothing at all?
no.
Okay.
Hang on, you've been watching like Succession and
I've spoken about that already.
Yeah, I've got to get onto
Yeah.
that. There's a lot of people saying that show's good.
Yeah.
Not
I
only this guy.
talked about The Loudest Voice, didn't I? I watched that with Roger Ailes.
Yes, you did.
I
Yeah,
spoke
yeah,
about that. Watching Walking Dead.
I'm not up to date on that yet. I'm one episode behind.
Should we talk about? We can talk about the. I thought it was a good opening.
Yeah.
Good couple of episodes. Episode that we've both seen.
Episode-
3.
4
3.
last week. Not the one from this Monday night. The one
This
from...
Monday night was episode 4.
Was it really?
This is great radio.
Maybe.
It doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
It's picking up a bit.
Okay. Oh,
Right.
interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Good.
No spoilers. Picking up a bit. Picking up.
I have
I was
got.
watching rugby.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
let's not talk about the rugby.
Okay, fine, but I watched it.
I did as well.
Fine.
Yeah,
Didn't turn up to England. Then South Africa did their homework. Do you know what I
Yes,
mean?
they did.
Yeah.
Big forwards.
They
Big
kicked-
forwards, those boys.
yeah,
Kicked
yeah.
us out of the
It was-
park, and their
Yep.
scrum was
Yep.
big.
Yeah.
I have binged watched a show on Netflix that everyone around this table or listening to this podcast should watch. It's called Living with Yourself.
It's Paul Rudd and
It's
Paul Rudd.
Paul Rudd and Paul Rudd, and it is absolutely effing amazeballs.
It looks good.
Honestly, it is so good, and Paul Rudd is absolutely superb in it. I cannot even tell you how good this show is. I mainlined it in about 4 days.
Cool.
And I want to watch it again because it's that good.
I've got a thing I'm gonna watch. Can I add that in now?
No, because this is seen what you've seen, like a scene. Go on, what is it?
The King. I really want to watch The King, which has just been released on Netflix.
Oh, with Timothy
Chalamet and Robert Pattinson and Joel Egerton. It's Henry V, parts 1 and 2,
Yes,
which
that's good.
is, I mean, they're two amazing plays by Shakespeare, and it's the retelling of that, but not in Shakespearean language. And the trailer looks amazing.
Not in Shakespearean language.
I don't believe
out.
so. Oh, you're out. Okay.
Shakespeare all the way, bro.
If you're interested in that, you should watch The Hollow Crown, which was a TV show made about the. It was Richard II, the play, and then Henry IV, and then Henry V, Part 1 and 2, and it's fantastic, absolutely fantastic, and it's all British actors that you would 100% know. And they did a sequel to it, Hollow Crown 2, which is the later plays, which had Benedict Cumberbatch in.
Oh, Yeah, I'm not gonna watch that.
Yeah. Anyway, The King.
I might watch The King on Netflix because I've seen the trailer.
It looks
good.
great.
There's a lot of good. There's been a spike in good TV again because not Jack Reacher.
I know what you mean. Jack Ryan.
Season
2. Yeah. I called it Jerry Shee the other day as well.
Yes, you did, and that's why you've made me stupid. It's like, that just sneaked up on us.
Yeah, I know.
It's just, but it's
Yeah,
there,
it did.
and
It
I
just
want to
came
watch
out
it.
of nowhere.
I want to watch it.
See, now we've got into Will Be Nerdscene. I don't know what that is.
Rick and Morty season 4 is back this weekend, and finally in the UK, Final Space season 2 is coming the end of November.
Really?
Nice.
And they've
American.
announced the Witcher release date.
Oh yeah,
December 20th.
Very close to Christmas, I think.
18th?
It's the time of year, though, isn't it?
Yeah,
You know,
but it's
the weather's crap,
perfect.
it gets dark.
It lines up perfectly though with Watchmen and His Dark Materials finishing. They
Witcher
finished.
starts,
They finished in that week that The Witcher
Do they?
starts. Yes.
Very good.
Do we know if Watchmen's got a second season yet?
Don't know.
Okay, fine. Can you find out for me?
Okay.
No, I want you to ask your contacts.
Enhance.
Okay, it's not.
No, it's not on there. No.
Finally, I've got. I was a little bit poorly last week, and I decided to download a game. I downloaded the new Call of Duty Modern Warfare and completed it, and it's great.
You completed it in a day.
No, not in a day.
How ill were you?
About 4 days.
Was it? Is it system crossplay? Is that right?
Yeah. If you play online, like the online, 12-year-old kids running around finishing you before you've even seen them, you could be playing against someone on I think PC or PlayStation or Xbox. Yeah.
That's very cool.
That
is very cool. We've
But
got to that point.
I think they've done that because what's that game that everyone plays where you've got to
Fortnite.
be the last man standing? Fortnite.
Yeah.
That's been doing that for a couple of years. So yeah.
Did you see that there's unfortunately a young lad who's been banned for playing Fortnite? Been chucked out. He's never allowed to play the game.
Oh yeah, he got a life ban, didn't
because
he?
he
Yeah.
cheated. He did something. He had some cheat codes or something that you're not allowed to do.
He played with a bot that was helping him aim, an aim bot or something like that.
no.
How the hell he did that? No idea. And he's only like 17 as well.
Back in the day, you used to be able to buy
Cheat codes.
Not necessarily cheat codes, but you used to be able to buy like scope. What do you call it? Like target.
Yeah, I know.
Words. What are the words coming out? Help me out here.
Periscope. Megatron.
Sites. You used to be able to
Oh,
use
yeah.
the sites that are in a scope. You used to buy them like a plastic sticker that you could put on your TV. If you lined it up perfectly, it was in the centre.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you could do no scoping, where you could have a sniper rifle which just shoots the furthest
Yeah.
without actually having to
Do that.
aim.
Yeah.
You could tap scope you tap aim quickly and tap fire quickly straight off. It was like I'm talking like a millisecond between each other. But because you've got the sights on the middle of your screen, you know where it's going to fire.
Yes, that's
So-
called no scoping, isn't it?
That is no scoping.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's a bit like cheat codes, but like it's an
I used to
it's an
love-
analog cheat code.
I used to love a cheat code. You know, you
Yeah.
put your high score name in as like, I don't know, game over, and then you get unlimited lives.
Yeah, absolutely.
Excuse me, flipping brilliant.
Are we doing that too?
I think we are, yeah. I think
Yeah.
we've got to move on to our topic this week.
Gentlemen, there is a war raging right now between those trying to keep us in ignorance and those like Grumman, willing to fight for the light, to fight for true academic freedom. Gentlemen, he was a member of this college. His work was profoundly important, and I need funding to continue it. Who will stand against me?
His Dark Materials, episode 1.
So full spoiler chat here, yeah?
Okay, so full spoiler chat about the first episode, but
Yes.
just for context, I have read the first book and I have seen the movie and forgotten everything about both of them, so I know nothing more than what's happened in this episode.
I don't believe that.
There's a bear.
But that's what you need to remember, because the bear is absolutely out of this world,
Yeah.
and there's bear fights.
The bear fight was the other thing I
There's
remember,
all
yeah.
sorts of.
That's not in this episode,
No, it's not in
though,
this
right?
No,
episode,
no,
okay.
it's not.
So, very quick, round the table, what did everyone think of it? Very brief. James.
I thought it was really, really good. A great start. I liked all the actors that were in there. As I was watching it, I was trying to remember things from the film. I thought it was shot. It looked like a film.
Yeah.
As in, and I guess I said right at the start that it's cost $50 million to make the whole thing. So I thought it was awesome. Yeah, it was great.
Ben.
I thought it looked beautiful. There's an awful lot of Game of Thrones alum actors in there.
Mm-hmm.
It's like James Cosmo was in there. He was like the Lord Commander, and the guy was the captain who was gonna. He was gonna fuck Cersei. He wasn't gonna rape her, he was going to fuck her. That guy was in there.
Didn't have to do that.
Sorry, but I did.
He's done it there, hasn't he?
Yeah, it looked good. Like I said, but I thought the story was boring and I hated it.
Rubbish. I will say one thing that I forgot to say was I really liked the start where they laid some of the story out for you.
Yes.
So it talked about the demons and and their souls and things like that, and I thought that was excellent.
Right.
Because that was almost a little refresh of my stupid mind. I was like, oh yeah, they can keep on changing. I haven't finished, bruv.
Let
I
me
haven't
tell
given
you
an
why.
opinion
Let me
yet
tell you
either.
why that's wrong.
Okay, Nate, you go first.
No.
Actually, do you know what? You should say what you thought of it, and then I want to address what James said about those lines.
Okay,
at
well,
the
if
start.
one of you is Bones and the other one is Spock, I'm the Kirk in this situation. Yes. Because I am in the middle of both of those feelings. I thought it was very pretty, very well made.
Which I did.
I thought 90% of the people in it were great. I thought it was entertaining.
Who were the 10%?
Lyra, I thought she was very bad.
No.
That's X-23. That's Daphne Keane, or whatever
I
she's
thought
called.
she was bad.
Wow.
No.
I hope
She's
that-
annoying. The trouble is,
Yeah.
the character is as annoying as hell, and you want to. And I'm not. I know she's a child. It's a character, but it's a type of character you just want to smack in the face because she is always kind of like on the edge of like being like know-it-all, and she's
she's like
just
precocious. Is that the word?
yeah, she's just fluky as anything. Just things just seem to just.
Okay.
And she just gets away with it. I mean, if she was my daughter, she would be told off.
Right. Well, then maybe that's what it is, and I'm hoping that as the show develops, I will sort of settle into that character and how it's
Yeah.
working. I felt that when she was in a scene with anyone else,
Yep.
the other people just shone around her. You know, McAvoy, even the little boy Roger, I thought was brilliant.
Yeah.
And Ruth Jones,
Yes.
she was great, and she was, you know, she sort of she oozed sinister.
Oh, she is.
Yeah, and you know, great, really, really great. I just really didn't like Lara, and it kind of put me off a little bit. But how great are the effects in the CGI in this show?
Very good.
The first shot,
I will admit
When
that.
he's going, when
the Great Flood and all that
yeah,
sort of
yeah,
thing.
and he's walking through. It's brilliant.
The first shot, I literally just out loud went, "That looks good."
Oh yeah, that's when the guy opens the door, the master, and it's Lester Freeman from The Wire. And I was
Yeah.
like, "It's Lester Freeman from The Wire."
Why
Oh,
didn't
no.
you like it, Ben?
Okay, so those lines at the beginning that James said that he really, really liked. So that was getting us up to date with the world and how it was like our world, but it was different. And everyone, is it everyone or just children have a demon?
No, everyone.
Everyone has a demon, right?
Children,
and that can
as a
change.
child, as a child, it changes, and when they get to a certain age,
When they
of
reach
maturity,
adulthood, it stays and it reflects the soul of the child. Yeah.
Well,
no, it's
the demon is the soul of the child, but it will change whilst the child is
Okay,
a child.
so-
and then all of a sudden it will just be whatever it is.
So when it
have
hits
a
its
rat.
final form,
yeah.
Yeah.
it reflects the soul of the now child come of age.
I guess so. I
Right.
guess so, but it's not reflecting it. It
So,
is the soul.
so all
Yeah.
of those lines,
Yeah.
Number one, there were too many of them. Number two, what is that? Exposition? Now, let me ask you a question. How did Watchmen do that?
yeah,
Did Watchmen do that?
Yeah, no, I see what you're
Did
saying.
Watchmen tell you, but slowly and reveal it all?
I think there is so much in this show
Yes.
that is other, air quotes, that you've got to get through, that I think you need a foundation. And I disagree that there was a lot of them. I agree there were a few lines, and like reading it was okay,
There
fair
were
enough.
like 4 lines, and they went away. It's like, great, it's going to start now. And then another 2 came up. It's like, okay, it's going to start now. And then another one came up. It's like, Jesus Christ, when is this going to start? I thought it was poor writing.
I think that's nitpicking.
in my opinion.
I think that's nitpicking
Yeah,
personally,
yeah,
but
that's what I'm here to do, Nathan.
yeah.
I pick nits.
Yeah.
All right.
why I love you.
Honestly, I when I saw the trailers for this back in the summer, I was like, I don't think this is for me. And after watching one episode, because I shared my concerns with you on Monday when we talked about doing this.
Yeah.
So I really don't know if I want to invest in this. I'll give it a go. You were like, well, just watch the first episode, and I did, and I can tell you here and now, I am not going to watch anymore. This show is not for me.
You're going to miss out because I think it's going to go places that will be very interesting.
And do you know what? If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. And maybe I'll come back to it and I'll binge it when the whole thing has been released. Maybe I'll do that. But right now, I've got other things in my life I want to get into.
Fair enough.
I think that I completely see what you're saying. There's so much in this world where they have to sort of spoon feed it to you quickly to then get on with it. But I would argue that there's a lot in Watchmen, and that did it differently, and it was written better. There's a lot in Game of Thrones, an awful lot in Game of Thrones, and that didn't spoon feed you 5, 6, 7, 8 lines before it went into it. It revealed it to you slowly, and you just got it. You picked it up.
I guess...
And if you can't do that with this TV show, then it just feels like it's another typical BBC TV show to me that's trying to do something big but not quite achieving it.
I think there's merit in what you're saying there at the end there. It certainly isn't to the scale of something of an American TV show. I really don't think it is.
But shouldn't it be, based on the material that it is?
Perhaps, but I think it does still do it justice. I think there's certainly an element of it where I watch it and go, this feels like Doctor Who on crack, like very, very good, but got a BBC element to it. But I think that is to its merit because it's a very British tale. It feels that feels right. And I actually don't. I think the text at the beginning just reminded me of reading a book.
Yeah, that's what I remember, exactly.
Quite often in a book, I'll have a prologue or an opening page or something that kind of sets it for me. So I wasn't too bothered about it. But I do see a point. You're right. You know, exposition is difficult sometimes. If you tell, don't show. That's not ideal.
But you talk about Watchmen, though. I think they have said that if you haven't, you don't need to have watched the film or understand the comics. But it helps a lot.
Yeah, it does. Yeah,
it helps a lot.
So I should have read the book, basically.
No, what I'm trying to say is that I think that if you haven't read the book and you don't know anything about it, Watchmen could just seem like a whole lot of nonsense.
Yeah,
but I hadn't read Game of Thrones before I watched Game of Thrones.
Yeah, but Game of Thrones is I think Game of Thrones is different in the way that it's just I don't know. It's just different. I don't know why it is.
Listen.
Because I think Game of Thrones is more like our world. Game of Thrones starts more like our world, and the magic and stuff is all mysterious to everyone. Whereas in this show,
it's everywhere.
And so it's to have two people stand in a room and go, "Oh, your demon is your soul, and it'll fix when you grow to adulthood." Feels disingenuous. I feel like it's good to just go, boom, let's go.
But they could have written that. You know, that guy who's teaching her, he's on that, there's equations.
Yeah, the librarian.
And there's heaven and then there's hell and all that sort of thing, the two worlds. That was potentially quite interesting. What was the meaning behind that? Maybe, there are there's a multiverse in this
seemingly,
show.
Yeah.
Seemingly.
But
if that guy was in Game of Thrones as well, by the way.
Yeah.
That was Martin Lannister. Yeah. No, not Martin Lannister.
I know what you mean.
Kevin Lannister. Anyway, if all you had to do is you don't reveal anything, you can the words at the beginning would be, I'm picking this apart, and I'm so sorry because I know you guys enjoyed it, James, you particularly, but let me just say this, and you can just get on with it.
I'm going to edit him out.
It's the time of the flood, or the time of the great flood, and that's all the words, that's all the intro you need, and then Asriel turns up with the kid. Asriel, I thought, was very stern all the time, by the way, maybe for a reason, I don't know, but it's the time of the flood. Hand over the kid to Lester Freeman, and then it starts. And instead of them running around being kids and playful and all that sort of thing, yeah, you can do that. But then it goes into that lesson, and then they give you some of the story. They feed you some of that text.
But the thing is, I think that what you're asking for, they actually did with loads of other stuff. They did loads of other stuff with Dust and the Magisterium and the Scholastic. What do they call it? I can't remember the word.
Scholastic exemption.
Yeah. Basically, they're free of the magisterium's control.
I wrote down 1, 2, 3, 4 things that I liked about it. Okay?
Because I think you're hung up on those words at the beginning. If you watched it without those, but I think if you'd watched it without those words, you probably wouldn't be feeling this way. I think you would have enjoyed it. I think that probably put you on the back foot straight away.
Maybe, yeah, maybe. But I got 4 things here, and I'm going to throw over to you guys because I want you to tell me why I'm stupid. I'm an idiot. Okay. So the whole thing about prophecy and destiny, I like that because there's obviously an awful lot more than what we've just seen in this episode.
Yep.
Yeah. The master and the teacher having a conversation, going they're scared for her and scared of her.
Yep.
And then there was going to be a great betrayal, and she will be the betrayer. I thought, oh, that's kind of interesting, I guess.
Yeah.
Someone going, the gobblers don't exist. Well, they obviously exist because otherwise they wouldn't be called the gobblers. They'd be called those things. Okay, what they're called? They don't exist. They're given a name, therefore they exist.
But they're the boogeyman.
Yes.
Yeah.
Which
absolutely.
we have a word for, which doesn't exist.
Sure, absolutely. But anytime someone says to me a specific name of something doesn't exist, you know it exists.
Yeah, but that's fine because within 5 minutes of that, of someone saying it doesn't exist, they don't exist.
You see 'em.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
you see
everyone's
that
going,
fox?
well, obviously
Yes.
they exist.
Shit me up.
Yep.
And I forgot about the gobblers. They were scary. It is a scary thing.
And then what was that little boy called again? He was
Roger.
like, Roger. When he shouted up to as Azrael. Azrael?
Yeah.
See, I can't say Azrael, not think of the Batman villain.
I know.
/
Lord Azrael. Yeah.
Roger shouts up, "Oh, she's special," and then he shouts down, "Everyone's special." I was like, nice little lesson there.
I think
good.
that's what I mean. Like Roger shouting, "She's special. She's different."
Yeah.
Like that got me right there.
In the field bones.
Yeah, and then Lord Ezreal shouting down, "Everyone's special," was like, fuck yeah, that's like he cares.
Yeah.
Like it really meant something. And then you see Lara crying, and I'm like, I'm not getting anything from her.
No. I know.
And I don't want to hang on bad things because I actually thought the show was very good. I really enjoyed it.
It is. I think
to you, JP.
I think it's building really nicely.
Yes.
I mean, if we go back to the film, The Golden Compass, it was awful.
Yeah.
It was absolutely awful. But the similarity is that the character Lyra is the annoying element right now.
Fine. And I take that.
I think I prefer McAvoy to Daniel Craig. Ruth Jones is. I mean, Nicole Kidman was very good as Miss Coulter, and dark and mysterious, and I'm trying to remember as I'm talking. I'm trying to remember what's happening in the books, but then not
try to tell me. Yeah.
No. But it's brilliant, and how she is manipulating Lyra as well.
Yeah.
And she doesn't know it yet, and that you see that innocence as a child. It's impressive. I like it.
I got something with that, by the way. When they're sat down having tea or whatever it is, and what's she called? Coulter,
Coulter, isn't it? Yeah.
She says, "I can teach you to be, or to use power, but I have to mold you." So she wants to control her, basically.
Yeah. She knows she's special. Lyra doesn't know she's special. Everyone knows that she's going to do something. I don't know. I can't remember.
That's the master and the teacher going, "We have to be scared of her."
Yeah. Well, she's in the first episode. She's been given something. She's been given the Golden Compass, and she doesn't know what it is yet. And you could see that and how it's going to work or anything else like that. She's trying to talk into it. It's going to move on, and it will be great.
I think the librarian was my favorite character in this. I think he. I know I'm guilty of saying when you can see someone acting, I don't like it, but he acted his socks off so much so that I was completely compelled by him. I believed that he loved Lyra as like a grandfather type figure, and it was really touching. I thought it was
a teacher fella, right?
Yeah, you'll have to come forward, Ben, otherwise you're not going to be picked up on the mic.
What?
Yeah, exactly. Sorry, mate. I know you stepped out. You're
I'm back in the room.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I think there's so much mystery in it that that worried me a little bit. That I was like, I'm not sure I'm getting answers, but I need to just wait. And I did watch it immediately after watching episode 3 of Watchmen, so that didn't help.
It didn't help, and I think that's probably why Ben's hanging on onto Watchmen at the moment, because we're all watching it.
Yeah.
Watch. How many more times am I going to say watch?
Yeah.
And it is phenomenal. It's absolutely knocking it out of the park.
Yeah.
I viewed this before I watched episode 3 of Watchmen.
But you've still seen 2 episodes.
Yeah.
And it is outstanding. Whereas his Dark Materials is good. I think it's a strong opening. If I wasn't watching anything else, I'd say it would probably be awesome, but it's not, because there's some other good stuff that my mind's thinking about at the moment.
There's a way it makes you feel. Watchmen makes me feel not dirty, but it makes me feel like we're in a world that is dirty. That's got just grime and anger and just bad things going on. Right? It's a real like. Who's gonna say something fucking horrible next in Watchmen?
It's like a Gotham.
Yeah, exactly. Whereas this show had this magical fear throughout the whole thing. So I was constantly on edge because I'm scared for everyone. It feels like Lyra's going to be in trouble. We know the Gobblers are taking people. We know Mrs. Coulter is clearly manipulative.
Yeah.
but also you've got the demons going around, so there's this magic thing. So there was this kind of like mixed emotion of like, that's kind of fun and cool and different, but also I'm terrified of everything.
Yeah, and I think it shows that it's more. There's a more controlling environment in his Dark Materials, whereas there isn't, and everyone seems to just go along with what people tell them they should be doing, and they shouldn't be thinking about dust or another world, because that's not there, because I can't say the word.
Magisterium
Doesn't say it. Whereas with Watchmen, you don't have that. You just have this dirty world, where everything seems to be just kicking off.
Yeah, and also Watchmen is more like our world, a lot more like our world.
I mean, exactly.
I kind of want to ask questions about the Magisterium. I want to ask questions because I know you know, but at the same time, I don't. I don't want you to tell me now because I don't want to spoil it for Nate. No. You know how you and I will sit down and you'll say, Ben, tell me everything about what's going to happen this season of The Walking Dead because you've read the comics, so you've got an idea.
Yeah.
And Nate's like, well, I don't care. I don't read The Walking Dead. And I sort of do that. I kind of want to do that, but flip it and ask you about this book because there are, like I said, there are bits to it that I thought were good. But as a whole, I just thought it was slow and boring.
I reckon you should give it another go.
I think I might, but like I said, when it's all played out.
Did you see the trailer for After It?
Yeah.
I thought that was quite exciting.
Very exciting.
Well, yes, I get that. And again, Watchmen did that after episode 1. They did, coming up this season on Watchmen. But I just thought it was showing me stuff that I kind of wanted to see in the first episode. You know, like Armored Bears.
But they've got to set it up.
Lin-Manuel Miranda.
They've got to set the world up. I will say that we're obviously skimming the surface because it's only one episode and we don't want to spoil this too much. On the other podcast that I am on, Date Night with Delilah.
Never heard of it.
We will be doing a full season 1 review of his Dark Materials because of the biblical context of the book and show.
Cool. I will promote that when you do it, but that's not going to be until December time, right?
Correct.
How many episodes of this show are there going to be?
8, I believe, or 7, or another number. If only
it's less than 10, isn't it?
Yeah, I think it is. I'll just.
Doesn't it take us right up to Christmas?
Enhance. Season 1 has 8 episodes.
Okay. All right. Good.
22nd December is the last release date.
Good. Okay. Right up until Christmas, right? Oh, yeah. Very good.
Yeah.
I'll probably listen to that after I've
watched all of it.
I binged the show because I might do that. And do you think I could watch it with my daughter?
Yes.
Could I watch it with my 10-year-old daughter?
What, is
the
that
whole thing?
Yes.
Or is it a bit old for her? What time was it actually on Sunday night on BBC
8 o'clock.
8 o'clock. I want to talk about some more good stuff. Hanging on the way it looked, I thought the demons looked amazing as well.
Yeah.
And they talked, and I wasn't like Jungle Book / Lion King annoyed by their talking. I actually felt like they had emotion in their faces, and I genuinely felt what they were saying. It's good. No, okay, no.
It is good, isn't it?
Well, he queued you up there and you ignored him.
Yeah, I was reading.
What else you want to say about it? What do you give that episode out of 5 or 10 or 7?
I give it was good.
I say it's a strong opening to a fantastic book.
That's now a TV show.
That's now a TV show.
In your experience of the book, and I know you said you do forget some parts of it. Do you feel it was a good adaptation of the book?
Yeah, I was definitely the first chapters, couple of chapters of it. Yeah, I thought it was really good.
Yeah.
I think we've talked about it before. Like how I imagined the world is how it was in the TV show. It was a little bit different in the film. I can't remember exactly what, but I don't know. But it felt like it. Yeah, it felt good, and it felt real.
Right.
If you know what I mean, it's almost like, okay, I'm reading this. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Someone just wrote down what they saw on the screen rather than the other way around.
Yeah. Take what you will from this, but Philip Pullman.
Yes.
Yeah.
He liked it.
Did
he? He obviously should because it's his work.
Did he like the Golden Compass then?
I don't know. But I've seen an interview of him on some BBC video after, or like YouTube video after this came out. It was like, yeah, this feels right. They've got the right people playing the parts, and I'm really looking forward to seeing Lin-Manuel Miranda as some balloon pilot guy or whatever it is. And
Yes.
Yeah.
He's got current books out,
Of course,
which ties back into this.
Yeah.
But they're not in this series, right?
Yes.
It's
They're-
Dark Materials 2 or something else.
I think there's some like
There's 3
flashbacks and some
Yeah, it's all linked
filling
together.
in the gaps and things.
Oh, right. So maybe this whole thing is a marketing thing for him to sell more books.
Well,
Probably. That's kind of how the world works.
Or he held the books off until the show was released.
Oh,
yeah,
my God, yes.
I think it's quite an interesting one because he's obviously written the books and there was quite a big bit for everyone loved them.
Yes, yeah.
When did they come out?
90s, I think.
Yeah. Was it the same time as Potter?
I don't. Oh, it would be similar.
God, your voice got really high then.
Yeah, but
I'm concerned that you haven't read them, Nathan.
Enhance. No. Sorry, I'm sorry. 97, 95, and 2000. So the other way around. 95, 97, and 2000.
Right. Well, we watched the show, and the books are on my bookshelf. And Alison is now reading The Northern Lights.
Yeah, I think
Which is what the first season
yes.
is based on, right?
Yes.
I think I will now read the trilogy because the show is out, but I have so many books on the go at the minute. I will probably wait for the first season to finish, then go back and read the first book.
I think that's wise.
Yeah. Yeah.
Cool.
Anything else to say about it?
I don't think so. I mean, it's up to you guys, whatever you want to say about it. I want people to tell me why I'm wrong and why James is right and why you're partially right.
Yeah.
Do you know how they can do that?
How can they do that?
On
Ben?
social media.
What sort of social media?
Well, you can get us on Twitter or Facebook or Instagram or YouTube, or you can send us an email. Just search for Nerdschatting or email nerdschatting@outlook.com and you'll get me or you.
Yeah. But
All
mostly
social
you.
media is me.
Yeah.
Email you.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's correct.
Yes, that's it.
And
Yeah.
I will not reply. Cool. Well, that's the show then.
I think that's the show,
We're
yeah.
probably going to do another episode in a couple of weeks' time, I would think.
Yeah, I don't know what we're going to do yet. I'm sure there's something coming out soon that we probably should watch.
Yeah.
Maybe Knives Out, but maybe that won't be out before we do our next recording.
We could do like a topic type podcast where we pick a thing and talk about it.
Or we could watch Ghostbusters.
Oh my god.
You've still got to organise it, mate.
Yeah, it's fine. Right. Thanks very much for listening, everybody. Bye.
Cheers.
Bye.
Asriel, be very careful.
Well, that's only where it begins to get exciting, Master.